Today, I'm talking to Sydney Miller, the founder of Housework. It's a full body sculpting and cardio workout choreographed to the beat of the music. It's the perfect balance between low impact Pilates based exercises and high intensity cardio and strength, with the music driving you the entire time. Inspired by the unique collective experience of a house music DJ set, Sydney created Housework with empowering and positive energy at its core, encouraging her community to sing out loud and push their bodies in to build confidence and strength. On and off the mat, Sydney encourages her squad to be the best versions of themselves throughout movement and music. She thrives on connecting with her community and witnessing that click when clients nail a routine. She loves to create fun and engaging fitness routines that help her clients achieve their goals, both mentally and physically.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Live the Glamour. I'm here with Sydney Miller, and she is the founder of Housework. And I will let you tell everyone what Housework is, and we will jump right in.
Hi. Housework is a full body workout, all choreographed to the beat of the music. It's a mix of Pilates, sculpting, and then higher intensity cardio. And everything is kind of sequenced together. So you feel like you're learning a dance, but the dance is the workout.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that. I
It's
know I
so
read
fun.
I read a little bit about like how you came up with the name Housework. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that?
I started Housework in 2017,
Oh, wow.
and it's actually kind of funny because people think that the name is about like working out, in your house,
Yeah.
but that's actually just like a lucky play on words. I came up with the name when it was an in-person workout. I love house music, so I've always been a big house music person, even since like college. And I knew that when I was coming up with this format, I wanted it to be beat driven.
Mhm.
And while I do play mainstream pop, hip hop, etc. Love a good throwback moment. House music is at the core of housework, so that
As,
had to be part of the
as
name.
soon as I found I love house music, and I always was like
Yeah,
feeling, younger going out, and it's funny because when I was hearing about this, I'm like, this is everything I could have like wanted. Because, when you go out and you have fun and you're dancing and it's like the music, it feels like a workout, but it's fun. And for you to
yes,
create something that incorporates that and makes it like something you actually, like when you go out, you want to go out. I feel like this.
exactly. It's the same thing. Like I at the core of what I do is about having fun,
I love it.
because that's, to me, like a workout. You're only going to be consistent with it and love to do it if it's fun. And I genuinely look forward to this workout. And I know my clients feel the same way. It's not like, oh, I have to go, oh, I
Right.
have to do this. Like, no, like when my alarm goes off, I'm genuinely excited because it's the best music, it's fun choreography, and it really just like gets you in your body and it just feels good.
My next thing was going to say, how did you, what inspired you to create it? But I'm guessing the house music inspired you,
Yeah,
or
I
maybe
mean,
other things.
well, I'll tell you like what, the story about how I
Yeah.
created it was I was at SoulCycle. I started my whole fitness career at SoulCycle, and I was, very into like my playlists, of course,
Mm.
and all of that. But I really like built this reputation at SoulCycle of like, having that really fun class with the best music. And they were coming up with a concept called Annex, where they were going to test out having classes that were not on the bike, but taught by, SoulCycle instructors that people knew and loved. And kind of right before then, I had gotten certified in Pilates because I liked going to Pilates. When you're teaching Soul Cycle, especially as a new instructor, you are like busting your body. Like it is really a grind. And you kind of have to cross train to just like keep everything in check and work those smaller muscles, and just to like maintain your body, which is your equipment, for class. So I was going to Pilates classes at the time, and I wanted to get certified, and I did. And then they were coming up with this annex thing, and they were like, "Hey, Sydney, can you come up with a Pilates based workout?" But I really had like free reign to do whatever I wanted with that. And I knew that what I didn't like about Pilates was how slow it is, which
Mhm.
is like, that is what
Right.
Pilates is.
Right.
But I didn't, for me, it wasn't fun. I did love how it made my body feel. I did love the workout, but it wasn't something that I had that looking forward
Mm.
to feeling with. I'm so like conditioned to move to the beat of the music that anything that's taught not on beat, I almost like can't do. Like
That's right.
I can't do it. So I knew that it was going to be beat driven. I knew that it was going to be a bit of a more challenging like cardio push because I love that. I kind of am that adrenaline junkie in a workout. Like I have that, it come from that group fitness
Yeah.
background of like, you know. So I wanted it to incorporate the principles of Pilates and some of the moves, but by no means was this going to be a Pilates workout. So I really did come up with my own method.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I can keep going on like
Yeah, no,
where,
no,
yeah.
I like it. It's funny because the way that led perfectly because I was going to say, how do you come up with the routines then? Are they different routines? Are they pretty
Yes.
consistent? Like, how do you do that on a, I don't,
So
daily or weekly basis?
weekly for the most part.
Hmm.
So my class that I teach live, which, used to be my in-person class back in the
Okay.
day when I started it, but now has become my online class.
Hmm.
It's a 50-minute workout and I choreograph that once a week and it's the same flow for the week. And the reason that I do that is because it's really such a cool feeling when people it like clicks for
Yeah.
them and they kind of and it's kind of like when you learn a dance
Hmm.
where the first time you learn the dance you might have gotten it, you might have gotten all the moves, but like the second time that you did that dance you were probably really feeling yourself and you probably had a lot more fun and could like let go a little bit more, and then maybe the third time that you did that dance you're full out performing. That's how I like to think about my class, where it's
Hmm.
like I always want it to be something that people, of course, can do, but almost like have that itch to get better
I was just
at
gonna say, like, you want to take it again because you're like, oh, what's this
because
dance
you
again?
want to like get
Yeah.
it, like you want to master it, and like
Yeah.
you want to have that confidence, and you want to perform it and smile and not be so in your
Right.
head the whole time. So, yeah, so I really like the way that my process works is music first. Like
Hmm.
I am so big every week on like going to my Spotify, which algorithm, the Spotify algorithm knows me
Yes.
very, very well at this point. And, I'm going through all the new music on Fridays and then kind of thinking about, what do I see myself warming up to? Or like, what are this week's slider lunge series feel like? Or like, oh, I heard that new Cascade Griffin song. That has to be the finale this week. We have to dance to that. So that's kind of how I like piece together the playlist. And then from there, I literally like get down on my mat
And
and kind of
yeah,
start
work it
moving. And
in.
then
Yeah.
I'll like take notes as I go. And
Huh. That
yeah.
must be so fun to do.
It's so
I
fun. It's
mean,
really fun. It's
yeah.
kind of like it kind of like makes you feel like a little kid again of like
Yeah,
getting
like
to
creating.
play,
Yeah,
like
you get to
and
create.
create.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
That,
fun.
that really, I mean, I feel like I just know with music how much I love the feeling of music,
Mm.
and I can only imagine putting like having the ability to put that
Yes. And then
together.
and then and then like another really cool part of that is that how like when you hear a song for the first time and like it just hits you in this way and then like every time like you'll hear that song like later and
Yeah.
you go back
Same.
there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this works too. It's like I like to play music always in a playlist. I'm going to give you something that you know. I'm going to give you something brand new that you probably
Uh,
haven't heard yet. Like I like to kind of guide people to like of course you want familiar music. It's fun
right.
to hear something that but it's also really fun to learn something new.
It is. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that I get to like show people my new favorite song that week, and then every time they hear that song they're gonna kind of like think of a memory of
Yeah.
themselves. It's
Or
pretty
remember the
wild.
class, or they remember
And
the
remember
time.
the
Yeah.
class,
Yeah.
yeah, or
Yeah.
like oh like we did that ab series in the Hamptons 2 summers ago. I remember, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you are they all like virtual classes, or do you do both then? Do you do in person
So
and
I do, yeah. So I primarily teach online right now,
okay.
but I do a lot of in-person pop-ups, and I also host an annual retreat.
Oh, nice.
So I've been, Housework started as an in-person workout
Right.
in New York. Then it very quickly transitioned to online a couple
Mhm.
years later. And once it was like safe to like start, seeing people in person, I started to do a lot of pop-ups and I I moved back to Miami during the pandemic. I'm from Miami.
Okay.
I grew up here, but I lived in New York for 10 years. So
I was gonna ask you, I'm like, where are you based
yeah,
in?
I have major roots in New York.
Okay.
So through the years, I've spent a lot more time there just because I do have such a base of clients and, subscribers to the Housework app and, old clients back
Yeah.
from like my old Soul Cycle Housework days. So I love to like come up and, there is just something about that in-person energy that hits so hard. And
Yeah.
especially with this class and the music and everything.
And the two places,
So
I mean, Miami and New York, I feel like house music is so like
yes.
the people of those two areas.
Yeah, like those are my people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like they
Yes.
get it. That
Yeah,
makes
they get it. They
sense.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like bop around and then,
Nice.
yeah.
And then are people, I know you said subscribers, they have to subscribe to get on to be able to do the workouts. Is that how you do it?
Yeah. So for the live classes that happen daily, those you don't have to have a subscription. You can just
Huh.
like buy a
Oh,
single
that's nice.
class or
Yeah.
whatever. But for the app is more focused on on-demand workouts. Like you could do, for example, if you wanted to do like a 10-minute arms or like a 20-minute butt and abs or a 30-minute cardio focus class. They're more
Like,
segmented, if that makes
yeah,
sense, and
specific for you.
focused.
Yeah.
And also they're great for like traveling because there's,
Mm.
hundreds of body weight workouts and shorter workouts in general. So that there is a free week trial, but then it's like a monthly
They
subscription
do. Yeah.
or an annual
Oh,
subscription.
that's nice. There's
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
lot of options to be able to do it.
Yeah, there's a ton of options. There's a
Yeah.
ton
And
of
I
options.
like that you can do it like on like pick one class or pick a few, sign up for what, five or so,
So
something like that.
totally, yeah, you could sign up for a 5 pack. Yeah, exactly,
Oh, that's
exactly. And like,
awesome.
I mean, I think like what I tend to see is like people, there's kind of like two different like I feel
Mhm.
like types. There's like the people that like love the live class because it holds them accountable
Yeah.
and like it did kind of replace that in-person moment because well, it is very different than I think any other live stream that I've seen in the sense of like I see them, most of them keep their camera on.
Mhm.
I'm highly, highly engaged. Like I'll be like, if you're like, let's say like you were like on your phone for a second, I'd be like, Dawn, what's going on? Let's go. Like,
That's good. Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
good. It keeps people in check. So I have like those people that love that like 50-minute
Mm,
focused, like I'm in it. And then I have a lot of people that are like, yeah, like I don't have time for that. And
mm,
that class doesn't work for me. So like I pop in and do a 20-minute
mm.
slow burn and like people love the app for that because there's
Because they can do
tons of
that.
options
Yeah, they can do
and you
that.
could literally do whatever you wanted to do that day.
That's
And there's
nice.
also like, there's also like a schedule if you wanted to
Mm.
follow it and all of that.
So it makes it nice and organized for people
Yeah,
to
super
work
organized.
out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like a little bit about you getting started. What got you into this industry? Like what brought you into the fitness industry?
Yeah, so I mean, it's so crazy because like back when well, this is also so funny. Back like in middle school, I got a C in PE class, and I was like a straight A
Yeah.
kind of student. I got a C in PE because I didn't want to sweat,
Oh my God, I love it.
which is just so funny because I didn't want to ruin my hair. I didn't want to ruin my hair.
So good.
So that's hilarious
That
because
is
times have changed.
the best, like,
It's just
that's
so
the
funny.
best
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
It's too funny. But like after I kind of like got over that and then I was in high school,
Mm.
my mom was always into working out and like I would go to the gym with her and I would go to Zumba with her and I would go to cycling with her and I got like really into working out. And then in college like was definitely, into working out. Like I remember I took spinning as a you had to take like
In
four
college.
different PE
Yeah.
credits in college and at Emory and I took spinning and I had to like, which is so, because I had no idea that I would go into
Right.
fitness, like at
Yeah.
all. I did always think that I was going to be an entrepreneur. Like I
Mhm.
studied marketing and advertising in school, and I never really like knew what that was going to be, but I kind of did think
Had a
that
feeling.
that
Yeah.
I would be an entrepreneur. But anyway, then post college, I go into advertising. I realized very quickly that I hated it and did not envision myself sitting at a desk doing what my bosses were doing. Then I transitioned into PR actually for a bit
Oh,
and liked that more, but again, hated sitting at a desk all day, just like wasn't for me. And I was so miserable in that job that I like needed my Soul Cycle class in the morning
That makes
to
sense.
get me through the day. Like that
Right.
was like the only thing that I had to look forward to. And at a certain point I kind of had, I call it my quarter life crisis. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And what if I just like auditioned for Soul Cycle? Like, what if I just like did
Yeah,
that? And
that's
my
awesome.
parents were like super supportive. And it's so funny too, because, now I was 24 at the time. And like now I feel like, it's very trendy to become a fitness instructor or a Pilates
Yeah.
instructor. At the time, like as a graduate from like a very good school, that was not
Yeah. Yes. You're
really
not
like,
expected to go in that
it was
direction.
like not really what people were doing. But my parents were so supportive and they were like, yeah, like
Do
do
it.
it.
Yeah. And you're
And
young. It's like a great time to do it because not
yeah,
that you knew that at the time, but maybe your parents knew. It's like you
totally.
have the ability to try things at that age before, it feels like harder, I feel like later. So it's like no,
Later.
your parents were supportive to be able to let you,
Right.
what you could
And
be
it's
doing.
right. Yeah. I mean, meanwhile, like for me at the time, I'm like
It's like
probably
nerve.
not thinking that way. Like
No,
I'm probably like,
no.
oh my God, like
Yeah.
I
How
already
could I go
spent
to
like,
school?
yeah, and spent 3 years like
Yeah.
doing this and now I'm going to transition. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes, looking back, of course, I had I
That's,
had so
I
much
mean,
time ahead of me.
that's a big part of why I do this show specifically too, is to show, like, I love talking to entrepreneurs because I feel like everybody comes from all these different paths, and oh, so many people I talk to, they never realized that that was where they were going to end up. A lot of everyone you talk to is like, everybody has that drive within them, but it
Yeah.
is like, you just don't know, but they trusted it. And most often, like everyone who trusted it, they saw the success from it. So I think it
Yeah, that's
inspires other
true.
people to really to see, like, if there's something in you that's making you want to push towards something, just like give it a try.
That's true. I
Yeah.
definitely did not see myself doing
No,
this for
no, yeah.
sure. For sure no.
Um,
But yeah, and I mean, and like also even to that point, like I used to be not a comfortable speaker in front of
mm,
people. Like I would turn beet red when I would have to like speak in front of the class. And I remember that when because I was a great writer at SoulCycle, like whatever, and I loved like in fitness classes in general, like I was good, I was athletic. But um, when I started to like, okay, I have to actually audition for this and I have to put a microphone on. I remember the first time I couldn't even get words out of my mouth on the microphone. Like I completely froze and I couldn't do it. And then, I practiced and somehow like nailed the audition, got in the first time, but like that was a huge, huge hurdle that I had to get over. And
mm.
now it's like, I do it in my sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
you do it every day. It's natural. That's amazing
yeah.
how something can happen like that. So it's like just trust it a little bit versus
Yeah. And like just kind of like challenge yourself to kind of conquer those
mm,
fears.
scary things. Yeah. What would
Um,
you say is this is just like your daily routine? What would you say?
my
How
daily routine
it doesn't have to be
is
too specific, but
okay.
yeah.
I get up generally, I pretty much teach at like 7:30 or 8 a.m. depending on what day it is. So like I get up like about an hour before that, so usually like 6:30ish,
Mm,
and I have like coffee first of
yeah.
all, but I like to like have what I do first of all. This whole Mel Robbins 3-2-1 thing, I'm sure you've heard.
I love
I've
it.
been doing that. I've been doing that since the dawn
You
of
have
time.
to, yeah.
Okay,
Just
you
get up.
have to. You just got to get up. Okay,
It's so true.
there's no snooze. There is no snooze button happening here.
No.
As a fitness instructor, like you just got to get
You
up.
have to, yeah.
You have to. So what I do is I immediately get up. I make my coffee, but then I actually get back in bed and like sitting up, but like with my coffee and I
Right.
do my like I have my like Zen moment of
Oh, I
like
like it.
I have like my coffee, I do my New York Times games, like I'm a big Wordle person and connections. Like I do those to kind of like
Yeah.
turn my brain on a little bit. And then I quickly kind of go through the choreography. Like
Mm,
it kind of depends on what day it is because the first day that I teach it, I definitely am a little bit more nervous. And then like once I've taught it once, it's like it's there.
yeah.
So then I need like less time, but I kind of like look at my notes, like look at my videos a little bit, and then I teach my class. I sit back down at my computer and then I work. and have
Usual.
meetings. And every day is a different day.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been, very, very busy, but there's also like programming that has to happen for the app. So like
Mhm.
coming up with those
So you have
formats
to
and
do all of that.
filming.
Yeah, like figure that
Yeah,
out.
that's a whole other different thing that I have to do, which,
Oh,
is it's usually like a week, a month that I really, really focus that. And I just try to like bang it all out at the same
yeah.
time. And then I like talk to my team, like I talk to my social media, like there's, a lot of
Yeah.
internal meetings and there's a lot of other meetings. And then at night, you know, depends on the day, but I would say like weekdays, like especially like Monday to Wednesday, I'm trying to like stay in, cook dinner, get in bed early, like zen out. I'm not a big like going out during the middle of the week kind of person. Because
To
I
stay
like
on
to feel
track.
good. I like to feel
Yeah.
good for my classes and rest and feel,
And in
yeah.
Miami, I mean, that's hard because they're out. It's like Miami's
You
like,
know, it's like kind of not. People have that impression, but I
really?
feel like I do. I feel like the people that live here are very
Oh,
health
that's
health and wellness focused. And like, yeah, obviously on the weekend there's tons of
crazy. Yeah.
music and
Yeah.
boat and
Yeah.
beach and
Yeah.
everything. But like, I don't know. I feel like my friends that live here during the week are pretty like
Oh, that's interesting.
tame.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
maybe it is true because like not I'm in the New York area, so like you always we go down there and you're thinking like every night it's
Party, like,
party. Yeah.
yeah,
But
exactly.
if
And it's like
you
if you
live
live
there,
here,
I
no.
could see that. Yeah. And everybody is very health. I feel like down there is so health conscious that
So
makes
health conscious.
yeah.
Everybody's walking,
I
everybody's
love it. I love
outside. Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Actually, that is a good reminder that I should probably go for a walk today. I'm trying to get better about like going outside and walking because I like sit at this computer and
I do the same thing. I force
I
myself
need to,
every single day
I've
and
got to get out. And it's
it's
like beautiful here. I have no
yeah,
excuse.
it's freezing here, and I'm just like, it's funny. I said it to my sister today. I was like, I didn't walk today, and it's bothering me. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. Do I just like bundle up and just like
Just
do
do
it?
it. Yeah.
Try to get out because it does. It
Just
feels so
gotta
much
do it.
better.
Yeah, it
I
does. It
I
feels
enjoy
good.
it.
It's like
Yeah,
a good for your brain.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna. My last question was gonna be, what motivates you? So, maybe we'll
Ah,
get into that. Yeah.
what motivates me? Um, what motivates me? I think just honestly, like how I think seeing how I've changed some of my clients' lives and like really given them new confidence in themselves, and that really like fuels me, and like it what makes me want to go harder,
Yeah,
and it makes
yeah.
me want to like spread that to more people and
I could see
kind of
that.
show
Yeah.
them that like working out doesn't have to be this like horrible thing that you dread. Like there are other ways to do it that
Mhm.
you're going to have fun
Yeah.
doing and that are
Yeah.
going to make you feel like good about yourself from the
I
inside
like
out.
that. Yeah. See, I feel like that would be so motivating to see
I can't
people.
wait for you to like, you have to come try a
Yeah, no,
class.
definitely. It's
Yeah.
funny because I go to Miami a lot for some work stuff, so I'm like,
Oh,
I'm near there.
amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where can everyone find you? That's the instant, social media, your website,
Yes.
app,
Social
everything.
media is Sid Miller. And Housework Official is the Housework account. And then you can find me at houseworkapp.com. There's a free trial, and like I think we're at like 350 or so workouts on there.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have everything in the description box. Thank you so much, Sydney. This is such a fun talk.
It was so good to meet
You
you.
too. Have a good rest
Thank
of the day.
you.